for the people. The best show that's here, so listen in. Let the knowledge begin. The opinion and the lesson. Yes, everyday pro wrestling, they can never be you.
Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I'm your host, Conrad Cushman. Tonight, we're going to be waiting for the arrival, hopefully, of my good friend BJ. If not, we'll run solo. Either way, this is definitely a show by the fans, for the fans, like we always say. Going to talk a little AEW tonight and get into it a little bit here. I guess to start things off simply, the idea of them having a 4-hour show troubled me, bruv. Like, I do not like it. I hope this is not a permanent format. I hope it's not something that Toni is like, I love this. No. We do not do that. So I will go into this telling you that my judgments are reserved around the show itself, but the 4-hour format is a big no for me, dog. Like, we can't do that. We just can't have that happening. And once I get the thumbs up and he's ready, I could add my good friend BJ in here.
What's going on?
Beach, what's happening, brother? How are you?
Oh, doing all right. It's been a minute. It's been a
long while. Shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. Beach, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. How have you been?
I'm here, man. I'm here. I was just opening up. I haven't even done shout outs or anything. I wanted to get your thoughts on the 4-hour presentation. Like, what did you think of it? Are you like, nah, this ain't it, Chief? Or
is it wrong of me to want the second chance of the summer blockbuster? Because I feel like the show was a mix between a Dynamite plus and a Super Collision. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I know there's different levels of shows, but it's like it was greater than Collision, just a little more than a Dynamite. So yeah,
it was crazy. And yes, B-Boy Skyline, let me put that out there too. Thank you for saying that. The reason this happened was, I always kept telling people, because of sports, whatever, it's because there is the Stanley Cup Finals that can't get moved. And if you look at the pattern, it's usually every other day, right? So if it was Wednesday, all right, well, Thursday, I'm sure there's baseball on. Baseball needs to make up their days now. Then Friday happens. Oh, no game Friday. Guess what? Saturday. Oh, no Collision on Saturday. We don't want to go up against SmackDown. So
yeah,
that's the game that they're playing here. It's the long game. This chat is going wild. And here are some of these comments.
I also like your theory before on also them like trying to shop Collision around on different days to try to see where it fits best. So
I do think that's going to happen, though, because once the NBA's gone, AEW moves up the ranking and, like, here's what I want.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there'll be less getting bumped.
I will say, if anyone in the chat or you hear any kind of audio issues or anything on my end, please let me know. It has been a minute since I have dabbled in this, and so my settings have been unchanged since my last solo thing. So
yeah, all good, man. All good. Let's get to the shout outs real quick here. Matt Lopez says, hello, good evening, everyone. Hope you all had a good Thursday and enjoyed Fyter Fest last night. We did good, sir. We did. Mm-hmm. Pro Wrestling Shoot. I know they're over there streaming, but you know what? I'm going to give them a plug for their YouTube. On Tuesdays, they go live. Make sure you check them out. And probably by the time we wrap this up, they'll still be going over on Twitch. You can head over there and check them out after us. No comment on anything like that. Connor, what's good, man? I just saw some of your TikToks, man, talking that soccer, man. Appreciate you, Connor. Thank you. James, what's good, brother? Pro Wrestling Shoot, always. Everyone loves a guy named BJ. Absolutely. Legend in these parts. Jocelyn's watching us on Twitch right now. You can go over there and give us a subscribe if you haven't at EPW Show. Help us move up a little faster over there if you'd like. I'm off on Wednesday, but that's a lot to stay up. We're not young around these parts. I was doing pretty good until it was the Collision hour, and it was like I think it was like a 6 or 8 man tag, and I was like, "Whoa, what is happening?" I was going out, and Derek was fading too. I was like, "Well, Derek's always fading. Derek's fading by 9:45," but I was like, "I'm fading too." Like, oh, I need to be in bed. Yes, we got 4 hours because of hockey. Appreciate you, B-Boy, for that. Quill says, Conrad, what's going on? One of my favorite bros with your boy, Sir Quills, here to let you know AEW Fyter Fest review. BJ, what's going on, bro? Good to see you again, homie.
It's good to see you, too.
Yeah. All right, guys. I have to ignore the battle of the Titans, we'll just call them, that you guys are bringing up in the chat. If you want to know, just go to the YouTube video and you can look at the live chat in the early beginnings. Ace, what's good, man? Appreciate you, brother. Last night was a fun time. Man, it sounds like you're talking about something else other than wrestling. What's going on here? T-Ferg, so what's good, gents? Looks like we got a free pay-per-view last night. Not pay-per-view, not AEW pay-per-view quality.
Right.
This felt like one of those TNA like B pay-per-views where I was like, okay, I can live with this. I'm not mad. Yeah. It sucks. We're waiting a week for AEW. Feels like 2019 all over again.
That's true.
It's been a while. Doug, what's going on? A man in black, but it's not Derek. BJ? Like chat BJ? Oh, hell yeah. Yep, that's who it is.
What's up,
Doug? Connor's coming at the old heads in here. You know you're getting old when your bedtime's around 10 p.m. Listen, holla at your boy. I can hang usually. I'm pretty good till 1, but I think it was 4 hours of wrestling where I was just like, ooh, this isn't a pay-per-view, so I'm not like super pumped for it. Like I could prepare myself for the pay-per-view. I'm like, all right, don't look at anything wrestling related, so I'm pumped for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Clown, what's happening, man? How are you? Almost. Oh, yeah, you're on the West Coast. Almost 4:20 and my day off. Yes, enjoy. Delayed Grats, what's good, brother? Appreciate you. Welcome. I only watched Dynamite last night, first half of Collision. Well, we're going to recap it and talk about it. I kind of want BJ, my show, your show, whatever. If you want to bring something up, bring it up. If you want to have, if you have a topic to talk about, because I told you there were a bunch of things in this that we could get into.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's start. Let's get into the show, everybody. Thank you for everyone who has come out. Make sure you hit the like button for us. It's important on this video because it is. We're on a different night, trying to get people to pay attention and know some of the other things that we have going on over here. Let's get it, man. So they had a full Collision card for us I'm going to call this Fyter Fest. If I say Dynamite or Collision, my bad. They have a full card for us for Dynamite, and then we got something else for Collision. This is the Dynamite portion of the card. And I don't have all the graphics because Tony kind of hates me. So more on that later.
Even one of those things got bumped too.
Wait a minute. I'm looking. Oh, yeah. Actually, the FTR match did. Yep.
And Thekla.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know what they were doing here. Sometimes I think AEW's got a, what are you doing? Like, tell me. But maybe they like the chaos now, too, because sometimes that creates, good buzz for people. Right. First, we get the bruv. Will Ospreay's out there with Tony Schiavone. He's putting focus on the World Championship. I saw a lot of people try. All right. AEW fans, hold on, bro. I'm coming back. We got to talk about something. That I want AEW fans to be smart from now on. Really smart. Every week, when you watch Dynamite, I want you to sit there. I take notes, but I only want you to do one thing. I want you to find the talking point of the week. What is someone going to bring up or say? And sometimes it's going to be, oh, they messed up a spot in this match. I knew what it was instantly within the first 15 minutes of this show. The reason AEW sucks is because Jon Moxley's the champion. And you can see Will was like, maybe I shouldn't have said it that way. And I saw the clips happening like this. AEW sucks because Moxley's the champion. They're going to keep replaying it over and over and over. It fits the context of the story, folks.
Yeah.
Please don't be that person that's doing this. Please. Please. You're going to see a bunch of people doing it. But he brings up issues with him and Swerve. They get into a little bit of that. He challenges Swerve to a fight next week, but then he is interrupted by Crew. Very interesting to open up the show. Leo Rush in Action Andretti comes out, and Ospreay challenges Leo Rush. He says, I don't have a match tonight. And I was like, I'm in. He's in. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. No complaints about that. Beej, anything you want to talk about for the opener here?
I feel like especially, and this is no, slack on Leo or whatever, but Will Ospreay versus Leo being on the card and being like brought up right in the opening kind of gave you the precedent of like,
stick around.
Okay, this is how we're gonna roll with the show. Like we're gonna have a lot of like really good matches, even if they don't progress what's happened the week before. And so yeah, but I see what you mean with the promo. I've been very, I don't know if intrigued is the right word, but I've been very, I'm buying in a lot on this storyline with Hangman, with Ospreay, with Swerve, with the Death Riders. I really did think the entire time that Will was trying to bring back the feeling that was going to be...
I'm against that phrase, by the way.
Yeah?
Yeah. Do not remind people of the good times. Just make it happen. Like, no, you don't need to think about that. This is what we're doing now. Do you feel good about it now? Feel good about it.
Yeah.
This is great.
Well, with that, I thought it was going to be him leading the charge. And now it is, but him saying that Hangman is that. And I'm like, I'm not mad about it because Hangman is the franchise. He's been built that way. But
wrestling you goes, something's off.
Yeah.
You're being way too nice.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, okay, but I think it can work out fine.
As long as I don't see him putting on a Death Rider shirt or something. Like,
oh,
please.
yeah. No, if that happens, no.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm going in here. Matt Lopez says it's interesting. Ospreay and Swerve for All In, looking like I have an idea. The comment on Moxley, yep. For the last few weeks, I've started doing it. Just find the thing that they're going to pick apart for the whole week. Even if the show seems like, wow, that was a really good show to you, they will find something that they're going to pick apart. It's so annoying. Yeah, Will made a bit of a mistake in the, yeah. I won't call him any names tonight. Let's see here. Connor says, is Ospreay still contracted to New Japan? The answer is no. He is full-time with AEW, but he will go back over because of the relationship AEW has with New Japan. And Quill's answered that as well. Thank you, sir. All right, we get a promo from Mark Briscoe. He's back on the chicken farm in Delaware. And then we get John Moxley, Mark Briscoe. This one was good. Like, Mark Briscoe is the biggest unsung hero, or I don't even know if unsung hero is the word. He's definitely someone who deserves more credit than they get for the work he puts in every week. I don't know how he started bleeding. We came back from commercial, and that's how we saw it. I watched on Max. I don't know if BJ's a Triller TV subscriber, and he watches on that with the commercial free. I don't know what happened, but Moxley wins again with the Bulldog choke.
I was doing Triller, but I have since moved to Max.
I love it on Max. It's clear. It looks good. I have no issues. Well, I take that back. I am going to have one in a little bit here and a little later.
Okay.
Matt says, legit, I think everyone was thinking Ospreay being the leader going into the battle for the world title. I hope this isn't Swerve leading to a heel turn. Someone's got to turn soon, though, out of all these. You can't – listen, the babyface regime is too powerful. But then again, they're not getting along. So how powerful is it? Like,
yeah,
that's the point. Like, but I love the shades of gray that everybody has. Like, Ospreay is ruthless. He's like turning heel in the match with Hangman. Swerve came out. He sounded like a heel last week. I was like, oh, this sounds like OG Swerve. What's going on here? And then you've got Hangman, who seems like even conflicted, but he's still trying to like convince himself, like, no, I'm the guy. This is my chance.
Yeah.
This is my moment. That's what I love about it. Like, it's late. VJ's hit perfect layers every time. Yes. It was when Yuta threw Market to the post. Thank you, Matt. See? He is the treasure that R-Truth was to WWE. Mark can do anything they ask. Yes, comedy, whatever. Perfect clown. Gold star. Perfect.
Yeah. He even in like, what was it, a minute and a half, gave you an entire reason for the match.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it would have been like with some of the other matches on the card of like, this is happening, but it's, a showcase. This was happening, and there was a reason that it wasn't just, we're just not just having a match. Like you made my son called me a quitter.
Yeah. Similar to what they did on NXT with Mike Santana. Like, you made Trick Williams make him a liar. Like, no, you're a liar. Like, you promised you were going to win. You're not beating me. Even though he cheated to do it, but he was like, you're not beating me.
Yeah.
Interesting. And, you got to wait for more on that to develop. Mystico says that he is coming for the summer blockbuster next week. Listen, for y'all don't know, like, I know sometimes in the U.S. we focus only on U.S. wrestling. I want you to know something. Mystico is a big deal in the world of pro wrestling. It's not just, it's just Mystico. He's just some guy from CMLL. No. Mystico's that boy. If I had to pick like top 5 people in pro wrestling to help me in a fight, Sin Hunico is one of them. Like, I'm telling you, and this isn't him, but I'm just saying, Mystico, that the original Mystico played Sin Cara later. Sin Hunico took over. You don't mess around with these guys. Mystico is a top drawing star in the world of pro wrestling. You may not know that because you don't watch CMLL, but I'm telling you, when someone talks to you about it, it's like, no, don't play. If someone's from Texas or Cali, I'm sure they may know. Like, yo, they don't mess around with their lucha libre. If you jump in anytime you want, Beach.
No, I just agree wholeheartedly with everything that you're saying. Like, there's a reason that he's been being showcased these last couple of weeks.
And the match they set up for him, which we're about to get into here in a second, perfect. But we get Mercedes Moné. She's out on commentary, kind of, and she actually requests a steak. They take her off commentary really quick. Good move. And they bring her out a steak. The biggest heel moment of the night. A well-done steak being ate by Mercedes Moné. Disgusting.
There were two things. That I want to say, like, for even with this whole match that I had a problem with. And that was, yes, the well done. But also, we know she's not eating a steak that big. Like
that was the setup.
Yeah.
That was I knew that was the setup. Instantly, I was like, oh, that's why it's that big. That's the kind Papa Kush eats sometimes. Make you a nice steak out of that right there. Just give me 2 pieces of bread, go to work. But yeah, she's out there. She's eating a well-done steak. People have turned on her for it. Timeless Toni Storm and Mina are teaming up to go up against Sky Blue and Julia Hart. I enjoyed this matchup here. I'm going to divert a little bit from this match because I do want to get into something with BJ for a second that's off topic. But Timeless Toni Storm gets the win, crossface chicken wing on Sky Blue. After the match, she goes outside and finishes off the leftover steak. Mercedes ate like a piece of this steak, like one cut, because wrestlers care about their bodies, folks. Remember that when you're watching them eat food, you could tell. I do not. But they cut to it. Toni Storm picks up the steak and just bites it in her hand, like juice all over her face. Not a care in the world. And then Luther, this is the best Luther's ever been, bro, in this role. He doesn't even talk. He just gets the napkin and starts wiping her mouth, and it was money. Pure money. I loved it.
Yeah. It was a good, fun match. I'm glad Sky Blue's back for sure.
Yeah, she was missed.
What was the question that you had to ask?
I want to get into there were a lot of complaints on this night about women not getting enough time on the show. And I wanted to see how you felt overall about it, and is it fair? Because I have thoughts, but it may come off as bad, and I know you'll check me and tell me, like, Conrad, you're overstepping here a little bit. But please tell me your thoughts on this.
I'm not trying to be impartial, but it is also similar to, well, I want to see the second 4-hour show to know, because with this being the first one, and if it was the only, I feel like you could have fit more, sure, but you're also building to one really big match at All In, and you haven't fleshed out, not that there's not plenty of people to do this with, but you haven't fleshed out what the secondary big match is for the division yet. So if the talent's just on here as a showcase for this show, well, since you've got the one match that you focused on, I'm okay with that. But should it be more fleshed out? Should we have more stories? Absolutely.
I agree with that. I don't have an issue with having more stories. And I'm not even saying that the fans are fully wrong. My issue is this comes up all the time about, like, oh, there's not enough TV time for the women's wrestlers. Oh, there's not this, there's not that. Look, at one point in time, I told you in the past, like, go back to the beginning days of AEW. You're asking people to invest in stuff that's not drawing ratings. So
Right.
you have two choices to make. You have a choice to make as a business person, right? Pretend you own the business. And this is me stepping into the business world. I know some people don't like that, but deal with it for a second here. Are you going to put something on your TV show that doesn't make money, but eventually you know you have to? So you have to basically pick the right times and moments to invest. I think Toni has gotten better with that, and I think the women's division is now thriving. And I'm getting to some comments in there in 1 second about that.
Mm-hmm.
Now that it's getting better, you see who the draws are. Who was in the main event segment last week? Mercedes Moné,
Yeah.
Toni Storm, and it did great numbers.
Yep.
Why do you think that was? It's because of them. You can't just start throwing people in matches and just say, like, there it is.
Here it is. Yeah.
And if you guys cared that much, why aren't you watching Ring of Honor? They have multiple women's championships on there, and you guys would be subscribed to Ring of Honor, and you would be demanding Toni make that show better.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, because there's lots of women's wrestlers on that show too. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not saying you don't have a point. It's the way you make the point is what I'm kind of leaning towards. Like, yes, could you have had more women's matches on the card, more women's representation? Absolutely. But there were segments on the show. It wasn't like they forgot about them and didn't do anything. I think that would be egregious.
Right.
I don't know. That's just me talking.
No, I'm with you on that. I agree wholeheartedly. When I hear, I'll put it this way, and this is without like trying to draw attention or remarks elsewhere. But 4 years ago, if you would have said the best women's division anywhere, I would have wholeheartedly been like TNA and had stayed with that because it was the longest time. Now, where things are being promoted that they are, I feel like it's more of a saying than an actual showing. So I think there's a lot to argue on the ROH AEW side, but they're not getting the showing.
Correct. And like I said, could it be better? Yes. And Matt brought up my point that I'm going to stay on, and so has T-Ferg. Women's tag team titles need to come, but everyone thought that could have been the announcement that happened later. It's not the announcement. It didn't need to. You don't do this until after you're past All In. You may even wait till after All Out. You're not doing women's tag titles right now. This is not a good time to do it. You want the focus to be over here and on Mercedes and Toni Storm. And I think you honestly need to find a way to get Athena on this card. I don't know how you do it. That's probably your secondary match. Against whom? I don't know. But she's probably going to be on this card. And I think there's going to be a match for Dustin as well. Dustin and Sammy need to be on this card too, in my opinion.
I agree with that.
A said we don't need more titles in AEW, but you're about to consolidate a title. More on that momentarily. I'm doing victory laps today, by the way. There's going to be a lot of them too. This one's just for AEW, but I have a WWE one that I'm feeling is coming real soon. A victory lap for me, a big one. But I've been telling you guys since 2024 that this match was happening, and it's happening now.
Yeah.
I think the women should have more time, but the build is big for the women's world title. Yes. Where was Willow and Chris Statlander at? You don't want to. Here's the other thing. You don't want to beat them, so you don't want to put them on TV. Do you want Willow and Statlander losing to like Mercedes and Toni in some random tag match? I wouldn't want to do that. I don't think it's worth it. And you're telling a breadcrumb story with them. Statlander's watching her matches. Why are you watching my matches? I'm done with you. So we'll get to it, I think, eventually with them and what it's leading all up to. Let's get to Will Ospreay and MJF end up getting into it backstage a little bit. What's up with MJF and this like bumps into you and hey bud, let me remind you of something. They keep doing that for a reason. They want you to remember he's in the mix with the world title guys. So
he is the fourth pillar of this new tent.
Of the new pillars, he's still a pillar.
Yeah.
Got it. Because the other three seems like they didn't work out besides him.
Yeah.
Little rough. But MJF is rolling with his boys. The Hurt Syndicate are out next, and MVP asks for more tag teams. I love that they're making the tag division dominant. I still feel like they're in the midst of rebuilding this tag division. It's starting to get better with me where I'm like, okay, I could live with this, but that's where we're at right now. Okay, I can roll with this. We can do this. Any thoughts on the tag division? And I guess we'll run through MJF too. MJF says he wants gold, and he begins to trash Mystico and says that next week, if he's worthy in his match, he may face him at Dynamite Grand Slam in Mexico. The match is happening. Mystico and MJF will be insane. MJF was a top heel in CMLL when he went there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a beef. He's a beef for sure.
He went over when he had the Triple B.
Was it the Triple B or was he the international?
It was the international, yes, because he changed it to the American.
Horrible, by the way. Horrible. That was a real heel move for me.
Yeah, and so he was heavily booed over there.
So after that, they get interrupted by Speedball, Komander, and Kevin Knight. Listen, the little Bruce Leroy and Show Nuff made me laugh. You got to be an old time baby to get those references. But who's the baddest? Show Nuff. If you don't know, you need to go and find out. But I want to see Speedball and Kevin Knight go for the tag titles. I think that could be a very good match, even if it's on Dynamite or whatever in the build-up to the show. The Hurt Syndicate thing is so interesting to me, BJ, because I don't know where any of this is going. I'm like, is it the plan for MJF to take the tag titles? Is his plan bigger than this, and he's in the mix with the world title guys? Like, I feel like there's got to be something brewing here that I'm not connecting or seeing just yet.
I initially thought it might be a misdirect to bring in Cedric. Now, that being said, I do understand on some levels outside of in-ring why that might not ever happen.
Correct.
But if you're going this long, it wasn't for Cedric. So now I'm like, all right, what is this for? What are we doing? I'm very intrigued by this as well. I do think it's rebuilding like the tag division a little bit. I get a weird feeling when MJF is like teeing off against whoever the opposition is, because I feel like half of the remark is like, yeah, no, I get it. It's just a heel tactic. It's whatever. But some of them cut a little deep to an area where I'm like, ooh, like that might be a little rough. That might be hurting them. But one thing I do want to say, and I am adamant in my stance because I have been seeing too much hate. Speedball Mike Bailey is good. His theme is good. His gear is good. His moves are great. He's French Canadian. That's what I want to say when they're like the promo.
Oh, are you talking about people on the show that come on here and they're like, nah?
Well, just I see it on all the socials where they're just like, I don't get this guy. Okay, he does move. It's like, no, this guy will knock you out with his feet.
Rob sees him more as a heel. I think he thinks he has a punchable face. Like he just sees his face.
Oh
like,
yeah. Well, I mean, even if he could, like, even if he goes heel, that's fine. But I just I feel there's a lot that's like, oh, he's a wrestler. Okay, everybody's a wrestler. There's a lot more to that going on than Mike Bailey than there are for some people that you use that. Oh, he's just a wrestler.
So. Yeah. The bell rings and you know those jokes.
Yeah, and the bell rings and he starts to take you out with just his feet. Like,
listen, I'll back you up on this. He's so good that when he was in there with Okada, he made Okada bring it. He was like, "No, wake up now, because if not, I'm going to kick you." Oh, I better start wrestling because it's the New Japan style.
It's kind of out of left field to say this, but I'm very much looking forward to when Orange Cassidy gets back and we get those two where it's nothing but a run of like kick-based moves because OC has the hands in the pants and it's just kick fighting. Like,
I can see him doing the fast kicks with his hands in the pocket but slow. It's just, yeah. Fantastic. You know what though? I'm glad Orange Cassidy, and this is gonna sound weird, but the injury sucks to have it happen. But I think it was at a good time too. To like, he needs those breaks from people as his character. Like break. Now you can bring him back and have him go in again.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Thanks to Pete, man. Moving on. We got LFI taking on Komander and the homies here. Here's the graphic. Roosh and La Faccion Ingobernable. Komander, Kevin Knight, Speedball. Oh, you know how it goes in AEW. They come out, then they're out here for the next segment. They're doing the match. Listen, fantastic lucha match. Kevin Knight gets the win with the like reversing in midair frog splash. After the match, MVP comes out, says they're going to face them next week in a trios match, and Hurt Syndicate get taken out. Very different to see them on the
receiving end.
Yeah, like backpedaling a little bit. And MJF a little slow to get in the ring there.
Yeah.
Not his
First
forte.
off, Clown's comment, that's the heel gimmick. Let him be that. Let him be exactly that. You want him to be okay, he's RVD, but he's a real nerd.
And the nerd, it's the same, same thing with someone we're going to talk about later. That's the gimmick. The nerd you hate because he's acting like he's cool. You're not cool, bro. That's the point.
Yeah.
CJ and BJ back at it again. Got to catch the replay. Got my hands tied at the moment.
Remember your safe word.
Yo!
Yeah. Got the brainwave.
That's right. If it was a little darker, I would definitely make another joke about BDSM, but we won't because Demolition aren't here and we are focused right now on this review. After that, we get an interview. I like this one too for subtle things. Alicia 2 is backstage with Paragon. I don't know how to feel about Adam Cole and them right now. I want Adam Cole to like get better. I don't know how to get like someone back on he's back. Yes, let's get him back on the hype train. Cole feels like, come on. It's like the lawnmower that won't start. You're like pulling the cord. You're like, come on, please work. And then Daniel Garcia is backstage with him, and they ask Garcia to team with him tonight later on Collision or Fyter Fest. They're going to team up later on in the night. Garcia agrees that they're going to face the Don Callis family. But BJ, when you're looking at this, brother, did you notice Garcia kept his eyes on the TNT Championship? I like that.
Yep. And
why would he be so forgiving?
Yeah, and when he mentions that he's got a few things on his list, but yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I could see this leading to maybe like a triple threat or a four-way for the TNT title at All In with
Yeah.
Garcia, Fletcher, Cole, and maybe one other, maybe not. I'm not sure what they're going to do here.
I am heavily invested as well in the thought process of how do we make Adam Cole again?
Yeah.
Uh,
And Paragon's great. Like the tag matches, I told you. Listen, Bobby Fish, I love Red Dragon. I promise you guys. Like, I love Red Dragon. But I think Strong and O'Reilly are the better team. They are the better. I've always thought that. Like, nope, that's the tag team right there.
I agree with that. And that was where, like I said, nothing story-wise has worked to make Adam Cole. And this is me separating his outside work, because that could be another story for another day. But there's nothing wrong with Adam Cole, and he's still wrestling well, and I want him to be in a bigger position. But like, it's like there's a barrier now, and I don't get it.
Yeah, I think you're just so invested in other people. The problem is his world title run went with Samoa Joe. That was his run, and it was opportunity missed, sadly. And it's where it's at. And I thought Joe, and I'm glad Joe got it too, you know? Like, you can't change it. You can't go back from it. Hopefully they find a way to pick up their mojo and they can get back into it some way, somehow.
They can be the actual Paragon?
Yeah. Touche. Christian Cage is backstage with Mother Wayne and Nick Wayne. Christian books his son in a four-way match to defend his Ring of Honor Television Championship. More on that later. We get Max Caster. He's in the ring. He challenges someone who can survive 5 minutes with the best wrestler alive. This Max Caster thing, I feel like it's going to get over. I started noticing it last night. I was like, oh no, they're starting to like this.
They're starting to chant it.
You're the best wrestler alive. First off, he knows it's a chant that works, but it's also so horrible because you know people are going to mess it up because it's offbeat to say it.
Yeah. Well, if they want to make it interesting, no one has lasted 5 minutes with Max Caster yet, because every match has been shorter.
Exactly. And Powerhouse Hobbs comes out with his trios title. He's in street clothes. And listen, I don't know what's been going on with the Spine Buster. I know people are supposed to get caught, it looks like, and maybe I'm just reading it wrong. But tonight, Hobbs did the best thing for it. Don't move. I'm about to pick you up, and I'm going to slam your ass down. You're going to feel this. Because when he slammed Max, I was like, oh, my back. And he bends him, beats him. But I love it, though. It made the trios team look great. I'm still wondering what's going on with Hook. That's my, the stuff is turning in my head. Like, what are we doing with Hook here? But nothing's been addressed with that yet. So I'm still kind of waiting.
Yeah. I feel jealousy, but, we'll see.
You think he's jealous of Hobbs?
Yeah. I think it's a little bit like, you replaced me just that quick, huh?
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, you weren't here. We had to get new challengers for it.
Yeah.
I don't know what they end up doing with this, so I guess that's something to keep on your mind. I feel like if anyone retires like Samoa Joe, I could see it being Hook, though. Like, Hook's the new guy, and then Joe is someone who I'd love to see go backstage, manager role. He can do whatever he wants, truthfully.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just putting it out there for food for thought. And now we jump into the four-way here. This was the main event that we have been promoting and talking about for a while here. Brody King taking on the AEW International Champion Kenny Omega. Mascara Dorado. Oh, Mascara Dorado was so good in this match. Claudio Castagnoli, fantastic as well. Claudio is such an underappreciated gem. Another one up there with Briscoe. Like, dude, I know he's like the second or third man in the group, but pure fire, man. Pure fire.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't write all this down. I don't have time for this. Like, I can't. When the action's is good, I'm just watching it.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I was saying to myself, like as this match was like even wrapping up, like, and this is gonna sound, I don't want this to sound belittling by any stretch of the imagination, but there are wrestlers. We'll use not Nick Nemeth, but we'll use Dolph Ziggler as an example. We've talked about how good he is, but how good he can sell, and that makes him go out there and sell. Like, you're never gonna hit this next level.
So good at making people that they don't let him make himself.
Right. I don't think I will ever feel that way about Claudio. But they could literally, I feel like they could literally do that for the rest of his career, and I would never feel that way about him. And that's why I said I don't want that to be belittling, because I don't want that to happen. But he is one of these guys that, because of how hard he hits in the ring, because of what he's capable of, because of the way that he manages himself, he can always be that guy that's just about to do it and never does. And I would believe it every time that he could be the guy to do it.
All you got to do, he can go anywhere he wants. All you got to do is cut the check. How much? How much for you, Claudio? I mean, I think he knows his level of what he could get, but Claudio's always going to have a job and get paid. He's good to go.
But that's what I mean. It's you know, as you put it, there was a certain point where you just stopped believing. I don't think I could ever hit that point, even when he was in WWE. I never hit that point with him to be like, oh, but he's facing Cesaro or he's facing Claudio, so he's not, you know, we know who's going to win. I never felt that way.
That's also because he's in a group and he doesn't get beaten down. Like, you could always give him the tag titles, give him the trios title now.
Yeah.
He deserves it. He could be the international champion tomorrow, and I wouldn't blink an eye. Like you said, like,
right.
I don't think they're going to do that, but if they wanted to, make him TNT champion for 2 weeks. Sure. Here you go. Fantastic match. Brody King got opened up pretty badly in this one. I think the blood on AEW has been accidental a lot lately. I'm like, I don't know what cut his face, but it looked like an accident because he's just trying to wipe the blood out. You got Mascara Dorado going for like a Hurricane or something. Kenny catches him, flips him, and I was like, oh, game over, buddy.
Yeah.
He hits him with One Wing Angel. Done. Kenny wins, and then afterwards, bro, after the match, here comes Okada. Now, I was trying to turn back in this in time, but I'm sitting there waiting for like Max to start again. I'm like, oh, it'll start in a second here.
Yeah, and it didn't. It didn't.
We got to fix that. And this is for all streaming companies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if something is live and I'm watching it, I do not want to have to get up to like go turn it back and then go to the other thing. That's the benefit of cable. Like, I don't have to move. Like, it's click right there. There you go. It's ready for you. I turn it over. I just missed it, but I caught it on social media after it. I was like, oh, yes. Kenny Omega. I told you guys, we're getting Okada Omega 5, bro, at All In. If you wanted to see that match on U.S. soil, it's going to finally happen. People have been begging for this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fantastic. Fantastic.
These two had the match that brought my love for wrestling back. For a long time, I really liked it, but I liked all the aspects outside of the ring, the, you know, Twitter and the funny and whatever. And I watched that Wrestle Kingdom match and just, that was it. I was like, I was intrigued about every step. And I was just, it brought a feeling of, that's wrestling. So
it's another Misawa Kawada match. Like, I know there was just the anniversary of that. If you have not seen that match from 1994, holla at your boy. I might send you a link to watch it, but it's a good 40-minute classic. Go watch Kenny Omega. And I saw someone recently had discovered, I think it was one of the like barbershop wrestling. I can't remember what the guys' names are. Wrestle Shave. I don't know. Something like that. Some channel, and the guy was discovering the match for the first time, and he was like reviewing them after he watched each one. He was like, I'm watching the second one right now, and I was like, all right, get ready, man. I don't know how many times you think you're gonna climax in your pro wrestling watching right now, but enjoy, my friend. Enjoy. So good, bro. So good. Me and Rob reviewed that Dominion show where they wrestled, and I was just like, dude, fantastic show. It was like 6 a.m. and we're just sitting there like,
oh
dude,
yeah,
so great.
I was so upset for like an hour. And then after that hour, I was like, no, that was beautiful. That was a work of art. Like,
and I knew there's a bigger story to tell down the road now. Because that's what they do. That's wrestling. And I think that's what brought back long-term storytelling as well. But we're not ready for that discussion yet.
Right.
Matt Lopez brings up Mascara Dorado versus Bandito in 2 weeks for the ROH World title on the June 17th AEW/ROH versus CMLL show. I can't wait for that. That should be really good. A says Hook isn't mad at Powerhouse Hobbs, just Joe. We'll see. I don't know Hook's intentions. He didn't say much. This main event was fantastic. Winner take all. Well, yes. I get. Can we just jump to that? I know that was like later on. We might as well just talk about it now, right? All right. Hold on. I got my graphics for you guys. We're ready. It was announced. This was the big announcement. It wasn't women's tag titles. It was Kazuchika Okada, Kenny Omega. It's happening. Winner take all, title for title. I want you guys to go back to before the World's End review and right at the World's End if you really want to certify, like, yeah, he definitely said it here. I told you on the preview show what was going to happen. I smelt it. I felt it. It's time. Do you merge these, BJ, and make the Intercontinental Championship finally for AEW? I think you do it. I don't care.
You mean the Continental Championship?
The Intercontinental, whatever you want to call it.
No. It should totally be the Intercontinental, and I'm with that. I just had to be contrarian there.
But I'm sure wrestling fans will be mature about this. I'm sure they're going to be mature and say, we can have 2 Intercontinental titles. Sure. They're not going to make this some tribalistic thing, right?
What other, like, how many other companies are out there? How many 2K companies, like 2K groups, do they also have an IC title that they call the IC title? It's fine.
Absolutely. But people are going to be like, oh, you stole from us.
What I would like to see, though, and I think this has a bigger opportunity of happening after you make these belts together. So you have the Continental Classic, right? Well, now you have the Intercontinental Classic, and you truly make it where you have people from CMLL and New Japan in your blocks to get to face the winner or to get that belt at the tournament.
That would be straight heat too. A Ring of Honor block, an AEW block. You could do that if you wanted to one year. I think you do it like the G1 though, where like some years we're not doing this every year. We'll do that this year, but not that. Right. But the problem is, I don't know if New Japan wants to hang with that. Like they're like, dude, we're tired. Like that G1 tournament is grueling. I don't know if you guys know that. We'll be talking about Nick Wayne here in a second, who just got out of a tournament. It's like he wrestled 14 matches in 22 days or something like that. 20, I don't remember, but that's a lot, bro, for the world of wrestling. So
absolutely
fantastic. I'm looking forward to it, dude. We got 3 fantastic main events for the All-In card. These are 3 main events, basically, in my mind. If you were like, we're putting on Okada Omega last, good, deserves it, just based on the history.
Yep.
Oh, we're putting on Mercedes and Toni last. Good, deserves it. Best women's match you probably have ever built up to. I'm fine with that. Oh, no, it's got to be Moxley taking on Hangman Page. You know what? As the guy, goosebumps right now. Freaking, hold on. As the guy, I just did the Rock thing for those on audio. As the guy who is the CM Punk defender in that whole thing that happened, like I said, me and Derek have kind of we looked at each other like a couple weeks ago. I was like, we're done with this, right? Done. Like, moving on. The Bucks are the Bucks. Do your PWG style matches. We're good. Hangman, you are that boy. I understand. I apologize. I do not like you in that situation still. When it gets brought up, I will probably still cut it down. But you are Hangman Adam freaking Page, the main character. And it's like one of those beautiful things too. Like, he didn't win the match. He didn't get his way. Like, I predicted Ospreay to win. I didn't get upset. I wasn't mad. I was like, dude, that was great. That was fantastic. Usually when someone books themselves into a corner, I'm backing into the corner. oh no, this is going to be bad. Because if you do this, it's going to be bad. But if you go this way, it's going to be bad. Not at all, bro. Not at all.
That's I think it was a couple weeks ago. It might have been right after the show, the Ospreay and Hangman match, where I had put in that, like, in the comments. I felt like whatever Ospreay and Swerve are about to do could have been Hangman and Swerve had Ospreay won. And
Absolutely.
I don't take that as that they're interchangeable. I take it as there's enough story there and they both are good enough that I can accept it. And that is a hard thing to build in wrestling.
Yes, 100%. And there's care about the characters. It's not just that. And people are forgetting the other thing. I'm trying not to. I want people to enjoy this moment when it happens. But when someone unclicks that briefcase and they pull out the championship, oh my goodness, it's gonna be great because you haven't seen it for an entire. It's almost been a year now.
Yeah,
we haven't seen that title. It's in graphics, kind of, but you haven't seen it. And Moxley's so good that he can always say, like, I didn't need to hold the title. They knew who the man was. It was me. And I'm like, this is great. This is great. And it's all there. It's that NWO-esque, like, there's 8 people. One of my favorite matches from WCW of all time, me and my brother watched this, and I can probably tell you the joy that we jumped with, like, watching it. Lex Luger versus Hulk Hogan for the title. It's like Labor Day. It's Nitro's on. We're in, I think we were in like Elmira during that time, New York. That's where my family's from. And we're watching at someone else's house. They're like, yeah, you guys can watch TNT or whatever. Cable's on. Go ahead. We're watching it. We're in the room. They're like, why are they going crazy? They were like, down goes Virgil. Down goes Hall. Nash is down. He's going to rack him. And he has him up. And then the ref grabs his head and he's like, oh, he quit. He quit. And I was like, dude, goosebumps. Once again, and I was like, I love this. This is what I live for when it comes to it. And Lex Luger, we could talk all day. He's not a great wrestler. He made me feel something.
So this is gonna sound very odd, but I remember watching that moment. I was staying with my dad at his work, and he was closing down the shop. And I remember just being like in the store portion of the shop, watching it up on this TV and like losing my marbles because it's happening. It's happening. So like, like I remember like everyone jumped the ring and he took everyone. He had an answer for everyone. And it was just like, okay, like, yeah. But then whenever did I ever feel that way towards Lex Luger again?
No. Probably never. But when it happened, though, you knew.
Yeah.
Like I said, and then he lost it a week later because Hogan, LOL.
Yeah.
But yeah, just fantastic. And yes, Matt brings up a great point too with the Okada Omega stuff. You're getting him because Okada turns it on when he wants to. I need people to accept this at this point. Okada's not bad. Okada's not bad. What up, Juke? Dog. I just don't understand. Like, why do people expect Okada to go out there? He's not going to give 10,000% every time. He came here for the lighter schedule. He's probably getting paid like $300K a match. He does not care. And I'm not saying that like, oh, he doesn't care about the match. He cares about what are we building towards? What's my big match? That's when you'll get me. That's when you will get full-blown Okada. At Continental Classic, Will Ospreay, you got full-blown Okada. You will get that at All In. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, so yeah, definitely all good. Juke's all right, man. Juke's a friend. I know who he is. Why aren't we rioting over our truth? Some people are. Some people are upset about that.
They're still giving it. They're still giving it on all the comments.
Yeah. What's up? Clown, let me know if you want to be a mod, brother. I will add you to the mod ship if you would be interested. Send me a message. Let's go on now. We move on to the next matchup here. I'm trying to piece this all together. Ospreay, Lio Rush. For what this was, it was really good. This could be a future pay-per-view match if you wanted it to be, though. 100%. I'd be fine with this like being an opener of a pay-per-view. But once again, they know too. Don't go 100%. We'll give them I feel like they went 40 or 50.
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Here you go. Ospreay keeps teasing these little styles clashes, and he did another move AJ has done a lot. I don't know what's going on here. If AJ Styles is doing a retirement tour, I'm okay with this. If he's going to wrestle like Kenny and Ospreay one time like that. Those are probably the only matches I need to see. Maybe a couple, and then, yeah.
Trying to think. I got to see him and Joe one more time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Daniel, soup back up. One more triple threat.
One more. Hey, listen, if you got Hangman to go backstage to grab Daniels and be like, no, this is the one.
This is your final match. Yo, pass. Where's my pen? Give this man the pen, sir. Give this man the pen. That
like, mine's not the one that ended. This is your last one. Go.
Juke said, I'm genuinely a nice guy. Don't ban the Juke ban. All good, Juke. All good. It was the match with Ospreay versus Leo. It was just a taste of what it could be. Absolutely. AJ Styles AEW run is needed. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad. Like I said, I don't agree with AJ on everything, but AJ Styles is AJ Styles, bro.
Yeah.
He's the reason I watched TNA. He got me into a lot of when you wanted a big match, put him against AJ Styles, put him against Samoa Joe. That's what you think of.
Absolutely.
Put him against Daniels. Even Kazarian. Yeah.
They one of the things that I will say about this match and even about that promo at the very beginning of the show, this was the most I'm going to use the term connected, but I don't mean it as connected, like understanding. But this is the most connected I felt to Leo Rush since his WWE run. Every promo that he's been a part of, every time he's shown up in any promotion, not just AEW since then, it's been like, yeah, there's Leo, and I know what he can do, and that's nice. And and if he wins, great. If it's a good showing, cool. But it's Leo. But then it felt like something switched last night, and
I feel the exact same thing you're talking about. This is so interesting. Tony Khan probably wants to do a study on us because I felt the same thing.
Yeah,
it made the tag division felt complete. This rubbed off on Action Andretti too. When I saw them, I'm like, oh, this is Crew versus. Oh, it's Crew again. I forgot about these guys. They're a team now. Yeah. Versus now, I'm like, okay, it's Crew. Even the music. Derek said the music clicked to him too. He's like, oh, I like this deal. I'm like, Derek, we've seen them like 1,000 times, bro. What do you mean? He was like, I know, but I'm feeling it.
Something about that presentation. It just really hit.
Right? I want AJ and Nakamura in AEW for at least 1 year. You could try. I don't know.
You might get AJ, but I think Nakamura is going to be surfing.
I don't know, man. I saw the money cuts you need to make. He might not be, but if you can get him, please do. I listen. Save my favorites. That's all I'll say. Save my favorites, both sides. Hangman Page comes out afterwards to make the save after Action Andretti wasn't going to let this go down. They jump. Page is with them. They're rolling up together. Hangman Page says that he will never accept Swerve's help and promises that All In Texas will be his night. And then Moxley appears behind him. But Ospreay's got his back. Beat it. And passes him a chair. And I was just like, please don't break my heart. I swear to you guys, I can't deal with another. If I hear that music blaring out in Texas at the end of the night, that I will be like, no, please.
So this made me feel like I have a prediction now, but it will set things in motion in a whole different way. I think Swerve does help Hangman, but Hangman doesn't know. So Hangman wins, vindication, feels great, finds out.
Or sees him there after, like he turns around once he has the belt, and he's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, it's you."
Yeah.
I love that they didn't go
He thought it was Will, and then finds out it was Sawyer. Yeah, something like that. And yeah, I'm excited for
dude.
that.
I love it, man. I love it because I don't know if you thought the same thing I did. I thought Ospreay wins. Oh, obviously it's going to be the Bucks versus Swerve and Hangman.
Yep, that's exactly what I thought.
And I was like, no, they didn't go that route. Gotcha. So I was like, okay. Nakamura was wasted in his call up. No lies told. Clown says that's probably the one I'm most mad about personally. Like, if you're like, which one feels? I was there. I cheered for Nakamura. This was a layup. I gave you the ball. You were at the hoop like this. I'm like, just drop it in. Just drop it in. They were like, oops, I missed. And I'm like, never again.
Yeah.
Does AJ have enough years actually left to have a meaningful run at a work rate level? Cope snapped his legs. I think AJ will be fine. I think Cope's doing fine too. He just shouldn't have jumped off a cage.
I think with AJ doesn't want to run full time. AEW wouldn't make him run full time.
No, he would be 2 dynamites in a match.
And even though the speed and the way that you structure a match is different between the shows, when you like riding a bicycle, like what comes natural and what comes back, how much did he have to adjust to learning a WWE style than what had come naturally to him before? So if you put him back in an element where he runs like he always used to, that might actually showcase him in a different light and make you think he's got a lot more than he actually does because he's just used to running at a different pace.
Interesting. I like that. Everyone's going in about Nakamura. Hangman totally knows. Swerve nods at Hangman like the Bucks nodded at him against Omega. Ooh.
I like that too.
The nod. AJ versus Danielson would be good. Well, we don't know if Danielson's coming back.
Yeah.
We don't know. I think so. I think he can't resist, but he'll be there, by the way. They announced that he'll be at the what is Conrad Thompson's thing called? The Starcast?
Yeah, Starcast. Hey, isn't it wonderful? Like when you think about this, isn't it wonderful that when the wrestlers share that same level of energy and excitement as the fans? Because like what you just said with Bryan Danielson, we've seen it enough through his career that he wants to, and if he can, he will. But us as fans also know he wants to and know that we want to see it. So it's like everybody's all excited together, even while we're on separate planes of what's going on.
Facts. Yeah. We have a little breaking news. Dalton Castle is coming back. He just closed this week's episode of ROH with a video. Let's go.
I am so excited for that. Dalton deserves way more. I understand his injuries and his situation, but I hope that this will be a run where he gets great recognition. I could see him as, I know he's doing ROH stuff, but I could see him with another run with the ROH belt, if not a run with like the TNT title.
Yeah, facts. I would like to see that, even if he's like the Ring of Honor television champion. There's a story to tell with Dalton. I feel like I felt so bad that his back got injured because if you don't know, that bangerang is a thing of beauty, number one, and brother strong. Like I really wish that he could have just been in there more. Now you see him wrestle with the back brace, you're like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
that totally sucks. But
don't take bumps on stairs.
Yeah, try to avoid that at all costs. Darby Allin, I hope you're listening via a headset. I don't know if I hope he's down that mountain at this point. Maybe he's probably not yet. I don't know.
I don't climb mountains. I think it only takes like 4 days. So he's back.
I don't climb mountains, so I don't do that. So bless your heart, get your oxygen, and get back to the ring. We're ready.
He probably just cough and dropped off of it. Like just
goodbye.
Planted that AEW flag and just said, "My people need me." And just
the dumbest tribalistic argument of all time over who climbed mountains. I was like, bro, I can't with AEW fans. I can't with WWE fans this week. I was like, throw wrestling in the garbage this week.
When Darby shows back, he'll just do like the Sting drop down from the ceiling, but he's still in all of his mountain climbing gear. Like he
just comes up with snow on him and he just brushes it off. And there's a story for him to tell too. I think he's Moxley's like first opponent, like out of the gate. I said he's definitely in there next. Like he's Moxley's first opponent out the gate when he gets back.
I think you got a little choppy there for a second.
Am I good now? Better?
Every time you go to say like something like you are good, it slows down for me. I don't know if it's just me or not.
Chat, tell me, is my audio good? Is my audio good?
Oh.
I just saw breaking news. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Am I frozen on your screen though?
And now I can't. I'm very concerned.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
They said my audio is good.
Yeah, you're good. You're great.
Okay.
It might have been on my end.
All right.
Sorry.
We'll allow it. Someone said snowboard down into the ring. Audio good. Thank you, guys. Also, they announced that Ring of Honor Global Wars special, Global Wars Mexico. I missed those shows. We used to get them in Buffalo all the time here.
Oh, hey, look at that. Is it somewhere near Worlds Collide?
Interesting. Thank you, Jocelyn. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what that show's about too. I'm glad they're smart enough to put it on YouTube, by the way, because I'm like, I don't pay for Triple Mania shows, so
yeah,
put this on YouTube so people can watch this because that's how they usually do this. By the way, Hechicero, Don Callis' family friend, like, cousin, how you doing?
I'm fine with it. I'll accept it.
Yeah, I was too. Derek was like, yo, what's up with his eyes? I was like, that's paint, bro. He was like, oh gosh. And I was like, Hechicero is nasty, bro. He's got a great, unique offense. He joins in. Let's jump into this, man, because we got to speed through some of these matches here.
Yeah.
FTR versus Atlantis and Templario. Fantastic match. FTR did FTR things. Dude, they're so good as heels. Like, I've missed them as heels. I didn't know if that was the sarcastic. Or you?
No, I missed it too.
Yeah, there were no more like my daughter. There were no more promos for that.
No.
I was like, I'm done with this. Be nasty, and now he's just a jerk. I love that he kissed like this opponent's feet. He was like, please don't hurt me, please.
Yeah.
Anything you want. Dirty rascal. He gets on the mic, and I thought they did a great old school heel tactic where he was like, I got something to say after Stokely talked his mess. I got something to say. And they just boo. And then he's like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. You don't deserve it. And he just walks out the ring and leaves. I was like, that's heel. That's perfect.
I want to know what he was saying to that fan that like he was like laying down and like, go,
oh, no. He was like, yeah, hop over the rail. Do something.
Yeah,
let's see what you really can do.
Like,
never really jumped the guardrail to all my fans. I better not see anyone in the EPW shirt doing this. You do it, I'm pulling the podcast forever. Don't do that. Actually, no, I'll just probably publicly shame you on here, but don't do that.
And change up the merch line.
New design. New. Really good stuff here. This is the match right here where I started to suffer like the sleep attack. Bandito and the Outrunners versus Hechicero, Takeshita, and Fletcher. I'm not going to get into this. Fletcher gets the win with the brain buster for his team. I love it. It's great building back to the TNT Championship. Reminds people of we got a big show coming up, Grand Slam Mexico. That's the purpose of some of these matches, people, is to remind you in 2 weeks, back at your regular time, back at Mexico. This is one of the best arenas for wrestling in the world. Yes, there's Madison Square Garden. Yes, there's LA. Yes, there's Texas. I know the US is full of them, but you also have places in Canada. You also have the Arena Mexico. You have the Tokyo Dome. I know I make jokes about it. So it would have been 5 stars if it was in the Tokyo Dome. But there's other places where wrestling exists. I just want to remind people of that.
Yeah.
Feel free if you wanted to add anything to this beach or, man, the Outrunners, man. Woo.
Lost
Rough.
Outrunners.
I feel like they chose between them and Private Party, and they went Private Party. instead because they've been there longer. Like they were like,
Yeah.
win because of the time you put in, and we need them back soon too.
Yeah,
Like,
where are they?
I think they just took a break. I think Toni believes in get off TV, get out of sight, and then we're gonna refresh you up when we make you appear again.
That's fair.
But bring them back and do something with them. Like make them into like, nah, we're back. It's a bigger deal. We got this.
Yeah, I agree with that.
After that, we get the Anna Jay getting attacked by Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne and Ty Mello, or was it Conti? I don't remember what flashed across.
It was Ty Mello. She has the Sammy Guevara, but now it's
yes.
her. Yeah,
I loved it, man. She's back. I saw people like the face she made is definitely gonna be hilarious. I was like, why did they capture that part of the face where she's like,
I wanted them to show her a little bit more than the segment like allowed. But if they were fighting for time, I get it. But I'm excited for her to be back. Genuine shock and surprise because it's been since 2023. I honestly was taking at this point as though she might not. Like she had just hung it up.
Yeah, I'm glad she's back. And I think her and Anna Jay, like, I don't know if you were there when we were doing the tag teams. This tag team makes more sense. Yes. Harley Cameron can team with, I think her and Mercedes would be a team. If you can get Mercedes to go babyface, that's the other team. Like, I'm like, oh, with the puppet.
I mean, you could have Harley come back kind of like how Hook has. And, you know, TJ was a thing before. And now Harley's upset and goes heel with Mercedes.
Facts. Yes, Matt. Next week, TJ versus Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. This is what the tag division's made of. Bro, let me book this tournament, bro. And you know what? Bring back Eva Lisa, put her with Diamante again. Why? Because why not? Why not?
Yeah.
I think this will help Thunder Rosa. You want to do something? Okay, we'll book a women's tag.
Listen,
you could do random women's tag matches, and that's how you get 4 people on the card.
You could totally play the story of Deanna and Thunder becoming mutual respect after their feud of hating each other and making them a team. And I have to say this, I don't know if you saw this. Did you see the Deanna Purrazzo stuff from last week to this week? Just her like social media.
Yes.
I was gonna say if no one's heard this, I had to express it because it is just comedically funny that situationally this played out. But for those who haven't heard or didn't see, last week someone asked if they would see Deanna during Fyter Fest, and she jokingly said probably in like the picture-in-picture, meaning that she wasn't going to be on the card. And then there's been an ad for SNHU that has gone national, and she graduated from there, and she's a featured part of that ad. So she literally showed up in the picture the next week, unintentional. That is beautiful. That's a thing of beauty.
And I think her and Deeb, another great tag team.
Oh yes, they would be great too. The Virtuoso and the
professor, like they're about to teach you class time, and then they're the technical group. There are stories to tell here. Stories to tell. And then I think you put a plate for ROH and a plate for that. And I don't know. We got to combine some of these belts. I think, like I said, we only need one trios title and just have the trios title go around. And that's the belt. You can honestly switch it anytime you want. It's the trios belt. Like you can do that. One women's tag. I don't know, man. I'll go on a rant about ROH another time. We'll save that. So that happens. Anthony Bowen's challenges Kyle Fletcher. I saw a great thing where someone said Max Caster's the one who's trying so effortlessly. You could tell he does not care. And Anthony Bowens is trying too hard. And I was just like, they were like, that's why they were a great team together. I'm like, it's the Road Dogg Billy effect. I'm telling you.
Yep.
But he comes out, he challenges Kyle Fletcher. I can't wait for that match. Looking forward to it. Ricochet comes out to watch the ROH TV title 4-way. I don't know who Ricochet is considering picking up. I've heard people say Crew. I've heard people say maybe it'll be Lee Johnson and Blake Christian. I don't know. Like, I don't know who's the best fit for Ricochet. Where is Sheeta? I was about to ask where's MXM because someone Ace brought them up. I don't know. I have not seen MXM or Sheeta lately. Sheeta might be injured. I thought. I could be wrong.
Oh, I just lost my train. I say this with their characters, not because of what I know of them outside of the ring. But if Ricochet got Blake Christensen and Lee Johnson, would that not be like the nerds in the back that you just didn't want to deal with, but keep pushing themselves in front of you?
Team F boys is what I think.
Yeah,
Instantly.
exactly.
Like, these
It'd be
guys.
like, oh my God, get out of here. It would give you the effect of what they want the fraternity. They would have the reaction that the fraternity wants you to have.
Would Crew be cooler though?
No.
Would they come off as cool? No, you don't think it would work with Ricochet?
I think after this week, Crew just needs to be Crew because this week did them favors. If it were before this week, if it were before Fyter Fest, yes.
Okay. 4-way. So we have Sammy Guevara, Lee Johnson, AR Fox, and Nick Wayne. AR Fox is fantastic. Sammy Guevara is really good too. Sammy's trying to find his mojo back, kind of like, how do I stand out? How do I? And I think being with Dustin helps him. He just needs to listen to Dustin, and I think all will pass. Because I was like, dude, we haven't really seen him since the Jeff Hardy thing. I'm like, how long ago was that then? That was a while. Like, he was on the shelf for a while there. Like, yep, we're good. Sheeta is getting her visa fixed. Thank you, Matt. MXM we're on ROH tonight. Where Mansoor face Bandito in a proving ground match next week. Okay. So see, they're getting some reps in Ring of Honor. Nick Wayne wins with his Fisherman Buster suplex. He gets the win. Christian crowns him the champ. Listen, guys, we all know what the moment is still, right? We're waiting for that sad moment. Christian's been proud of his son. He's done everything right. Nick Wayne is going to beat the hell out of Christian with whomever his new group is. They mentioned Kip Sabian on this. I can't remember what they said. Do you? I didn't write it down either.
No,
like Kip was gone, but Kip had a surprise soon, they said, or something. Yeah, I think that Christian's dad jokes are all going to come home to roost eventually. They're taking their time with this. I'm starting to wonder, Beej, if the show I'm going to is where we're going to get the reuniting. Maybe it's not All In. Maybe it's I'm
thinking it might be that too.
Yeah. I can't, by the way, I'm super hyped for that show. Can't wait. Like, everything's booked. It's all set. I'm like, yes, I cannot wait.
I don't mean to take any steam away from Cody Dustin at the start, but not wanting their dad, but needing their brother.
I need my brother.
The emotional embrace right in the middle of the ring. Yep.
Gangrel comes out for the hug instead. Like,
good one.
Lee Johnson is good in the ring. Sammy Guevara needs to be back on Dynamite, and AR Fox needs a push. Problem is, you can't push everybody. Like, listen, we talk about who needs a push. We be talking about half this roster. I think what you could do is, I think Ring of Honor needs to be fleshed out. Like, you guys are Ring of Honor now. You all will, only you guys are going to have the Ring of Honor titles. I'm not putting them on AEW guys anymore. Build this brand, and I think Tony needs to let someone else book it just so that he can focus on other stuff and do that. But that's Conrad's fantasy world.
Ring, Mr. D'Amore.
But he's got that Maple Leaf Pro threw a wrench into my plans. I was like, this isn't going to work now. Unless he's like, can I get that talent? And I'll do it. Sure.
Yeah.
I want AR Fox. Kip is working on a surprise for Nick. Yeah. The surprise is probably some people to help him. I read the plans to FTR, Christian, but the issue is how to get Christian to turn babyface in a way to make sense. Oh, there's a way to make it make sense. He's not going to help him at first. Christian's going to have to take this ass kicking for all the stuff he's done. This is earned. But then eventually Cope's going to feel for him like, all right, man, Christian's bleeding. This is bad. You think you know him. And then he's going to come out and be like, you don't do that to people. That happened to me. And then, and then we'll be going crazy. And then, I need you because FTR keeps kicking my ass. And then they're going to finally go at it. And that's
then,
what I want.
Instead of being ENC, they'll be the CNC Music Factory. They're going to make you sweat.
And they might be make you sweat. Then they're probably going to take the tag titles. And then they're probably going to defend them in a some kind of match with FTR, the Young Bucks, and them, and maybe one young tag team if they can prove themselves. And let's go crazy. And
Yeah.
This is the end of the game. This is the end game for both of them, I think.
Yeah.
Ready to hang it up. So good for them. I love it. Love them. So let's get it. By the way, Bear Bronson, go watch Tiff Indie Wrestling Corner. Go check out her video.
Yeah.
Queen of the Indies. Did you watch that interview with Bear Bronson a little bit?
I have not yet. I just saw it today. I just saw it post up from my feed.
I don't want to ruin it, but there's a great Christian story in there that will make you. I know you're supposed to hate him. You will love Christian though when you hear the story.
Okay. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, it's really good. Thekla, Lady Frost, love Lady Frost. Another person you can sign for if you get a tag division.
Mm-hmm.
Thekla's here. I know of Thekla from Stardom. She's cool. I'm interested to see how she progresses in Ring of Honor here, or excuse me, AEW here. Sorry, jumping shows. She wins with the spear. Her and Queen Aminata, there's a match after. She follows up with a challenge after this. That's what we're going to get to see next week. I'm good with that. I'm cool with that. Thekla's probably going to be somewhere right in the middle of the card. So get used to it. And you need people like that. That's fine. I'm good with it.
I'm make her a monster. I think you got a TBS champion on your hands.
Yeah. Yeah, it's right there for you if that's what you want to build up towards. I think Aminata's another one.
What is it?
Queen Aminata, another champion.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I do have a question, and it is outside of the realm of AEW, because I'm trying to think as far as like women wrestlers. Is Thekla the closest we've ever had to a lady from Bullet Club? She did a lot. She did a lot with the War Dogs. And they were Bullet Club, but I was gonna say every other like
unless we're talking about my boy Tokyo Pip. I mean, I think in ring, she's the one.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what she does here in AEW.
Bonus points for BJ for that one. We get that announcement after about Kenny Okada. We got that. We talked about that before. And then we get to the main event. I don't have a thing for it here. Winner take all. Josh Alexander, Roppongi Vice, and Lance Archer taking on Daniel Garcia and the Paragon. Cole gets the win for his team. Not much else to say about it. It was good. The Garcia gives a look at the title again at the end, like, what's up? Glad we won, brother. Yeah. I'll see you later, friend.
Yep. Friends.
So Josh Alexander losing, man. Are you concerned yet? Are you like, man, this is a lot of L's?
Not yet. I think it's all about timing. I think, we brought him in as a moment in the middle of a bunch of things going on.
And we can't have 5 people undefeated. We can't book everyone. We're like, okay.
But as soon as the smoke clears on this Intercontinental Championship, he starts, getting in. If I had the pin, I would start sneaking him in around there, getting closer, and then actually let him take the charge in the tournament. Put him all the way to the finals. Make your decision then whether you give it to him or not, but show him as the monster he can be in those matches where there's no interference and just straight up, can you beat me in the middle of the ring?
Not bad. Not bad. Do you think it was too much 2 Don Callis family match? That was another thing that was the complaint about the women only got 10 minutes in the match, and then you had 2 Don Callis, which I understand. Like, they did get a lot of time where I'm like, Don Callis family did, but they're kind of the top heel group too. Yeah, currently
they're a pretty dynamic group, and there's not a lot of groups like that in wrestling. So this was the place to showcase them when you're having a longer event and it's not all the titles on the line. So
yeah, very interesting. I'll wait to see how everything progresses. I wonder if Takeshita might be that other person in the 4-way
Mm.
with them. But I'm curious to see what Takeshita ends up doing at All In this year. Like, I'm like, oh, what do we have for him? Because I think he needs to be showcased as some kind of match. He might even be the match where you bring someone in. Like, we're going to bring in someone from New Japan, and you'll defend the Never Openweight Championship too.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it, man. So let's run down what we got. So here's your beautiful All-In card, Saturday, July 12th, Globe Field. Get your tickets. By the way, I know people don't like when I talk numbers, but they're over 15K now. So, and they just opened up more seats. So something's a brewing. You may want to be there. Once in a lifetime match. This has only happened in Japan, and now we're finally getting it here in America. Kenny Omega. This gives me Captain America vibes, by the way, when I see this behind him. Derek said that, and I was like, I didn't see it at first. I was like, oh no, I see it now. I get that vibe.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. You got Mercedes Moné, the TBS champion, defending against Timeless Toni Storm. I love it. And then we talked about it. Hangman Adam Page going after Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship.
Yeah.
It's a thing of beauty. I have not mentioned Beach. Who you telling, bro? I haven't mentioned my good friend Hubs. We go live, Clash of the Podcast, every Monday, 6:05 Eastern Standard Time before Raw. Make sure you join us. I was going to put our heads over this just because, Sean's such a Jey Uso fan, and I'm just right there with him like, yeah, buddy, let's go. Let's do this. But I couldn't find a funny enough picture of both of us, and my head's way too big to go on Sammy's body probably. So so make sure you join us on Mondays for that. But let's look at next week. Summer Blockbuster, the Toxic Spider going up against Queen Aminata for the Summer Blockbuster, another 4-hour event.
I want this match to have time for both of them. I want this to have time for both of them.
We have the Hurt Syndicate in a trios match going up against Speedball, Mike Bailey, Komander, and Kevin Knight. It's going to be a ball. Komander deserves this too. Another unsung hero. So good. So good.
Yeah.
Toni Storm taking on Julia Hart with Mercedes Moné on commentary. I'm getting more fearful if she has to defend her TBS championship and Toni Storm's on commentary. I'm going to be like,
yeah.
I'm worried. And then BJ, are they really doing this match next week, bro? What is the match then? Because I'm like, to me, the only thing that makes sense is maybe the Bucks interfere and then these guys team up against the Bucks. I don't know.
They're going to have to face the founding fathers of AEW.
Or do they do the same thing they did last time with him and Max? Push it to the limit, take it all the way to 30 minutes or 60 minutes, and then we're going to make that match happen for you guys. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, they could, but I kind of want to see them as a team.
Yeah, I think that would get down, and maybe that's how he can convince him, like, I've got to be the one to talk to you, bro. We need you. Like, this company will be doomed without you. And I think eventually this could lead to a Hangman Swerve 3-way with Will Ospreay down the line.
It'll be
if you wanted to.
It'll be a thing of beauty.
Yes. I see everybody talking about Go Pacers. It must be basketball time. Komander is definitely taking the pin next week. That is a fact. So
yes, he will be taking that.
Ospreay and Swerve versus the Hurt Syndicate could be, because Swerve definitely never got his lick back on them. And maybe you can make them tag champs for now. Now, well, we're bonded. Like, I need you. Got to let me take charge here. Come on.
Yeah.
There's opportunities, like me and BJ said. It's beautiful when you don't know where it's going.
Yep.
BJ, you got anything you want to say? Anything you want to promote before we get out of here, brother?
As of right now, man, just glad to be here for the ride. I got some streaming stuff I'm building back up. I've got all the pieces together, and now it's just waiting on me. So as those things roll, I'll put them out on the chat, on the page, on that kind of stuff, because it's going to be a little bit of wrestling. It's going to be a little bit of games. It's going to be a little bit of everything in between. So, but I'm, like I said, I'm here with EPW. I'm here on the ride, and I'm glad that I've been able to hop back in on these shows, and I've been loving what you guys do on Mondays and Wednesdays. I just have been feeling bad that my Wednesdays, I haven't been able to be as consistent. I've had like a bit of a drought just because life, but we'll get back there.
Absolutely. You're always more than welcome. Like I said, if you ever want the link, you just say, pass me the link, son. I'm coming in.
Also, I want to do one thing.
Uh-oh.
This is for everybody who's watching on YouTube. I just wanted to make sure if I wasn't still that I am back again, the champion.
Oh, you know what though? You messed up. He put hashtag.
Oh, you're right.
So you got to know the codes.
Fixed.
We're waiting. Swerve joining the Bucks. Cost
No, that would be devastating. That would be devastating.
That would be. Then I'm like, dude, then it's Darby. Like Darby's winning the belt. Then. Like,
but if they're all,
like,
if he can get them both to hit the gritty with him, like
that would be hilarious, dude. Yeah. I think Ricochet works with the Bucks too. He fits in the Elite better than he does with like his other stuff. But Jack Perry doesn't fit with them. We could go into a whole nother rant about it. We could be on here for another hour talking AEW. Guys, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be live again next week on Thursday for one more week, and then we're going to go back to our regularly scheduled time. Wait a minute. I know. Listen, this ain't going to be the end here. Hold on. We got shows coming up, man. We mentioned All In Texas Saturday, July 12th. We're going to be there. We're getting ready for the review. Ring of Honor Supercard will be Friday before that. When we come back, it'll be Grand Slam Mexico Wednesday. Derek will finally get to see some good old CMLL wrestling, and you'll get to hear his thoughts on it on a Wednesday night. Looking forward to that. But next week, SummerSlam Blockbuster. Thursday will be the review because I'm not staying up for 800 hours and doing a review. I can't. But I'll be here next week. We'll see who joins me. I think right now I'm in talks with Jesse. Jesse has offered. And we'll get into this, man. We'll talk a little bit more. I know this will be in his area too. He's missing the show, but we'll definitely talk about it. And Beej, if you're free, let me know. More than welcome to join us again for that.
Absolutely. I got one little thing
to
leave anybody with in case I'm not here for a little bit. It's just something that has been stuck in my brain, and I want it stuck in someone else's. If you're a big fan of wrestling, go listen to Takeshita's theme on Spotify or YouTube or whatever, and then listen to the WCW Monday Nitro theme and tell me that it's not an evolution of that original theme. It's so good. I love it. I can't get enough of listening to it.
I love his theme. I hate Don Callis' theme though when they come out with the
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah. That SOB.
Yeah, that was it. I had to leave with that.
That's our last thing. Show us love. Subscribe to the channel. Like, comment. Leave us a comment down below. I don't care if it's an emoji, whatever. Put something in the chat as soon as we end this. Let's go watch some basketball or whatever you're into. We are out. For myself, BJ, my man B Jizzle. We're in the house, and we will catch you guys all next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. Be here.